Another Driver Safety Monday. And how would you like to see Kansas City have the safest roads in the country? That is the goal of our next guest. Kansas City crash lawyer Doug Horn has created an entire campaign around it and wants the rest of us to jump on board. Doug, welcome back. You say we're in the midst of a distracted driving epidemic. How concerned should we be?
Well, it's the #1 driving safety priority in the U.S. And a lot of people think the problem is going to get worse before it gets better.
How do we combat it? I mean, it seems to be everywhere. I can't tell you the amount of people I see on their phones, and occasionally I am one of them, so.
You know, we've tried texting laws. Texting laws are really difficult to enforce, and when you have a law that's difficult to enforce, it loses its effectiveness. Some people have offered technology solutions. The thing is, Michael, you know, we give people technology and then we want to take it away.
Right.
I think the real answer is we need to make distracted driving socially unacceptable, changing the driving culture.
Agreed. Speaking of, how do we change the driving culture?
Very difficult, but first we need to keep driving safety high on the public priority list. Keep it high on people's consciousness. Second, we need to target driving safety to all drivers, not just teen drivers, for instance. And third, and maybe most important, we really need to promote a higher driving standard.
Are there a lot of states around us that you cannot talk on your phone? I mean, I know you can't do it in New York, I know you can't do it in California, but what about here in the Midwest?
Most of the states prohibit texting for all drivers. Missouri, we've got an odd situation. If you're 21 and younger, you cannot text, but 22, you're allowed to text as much as you want.
I did not know the things you learn on this show. There you go. Now, what would you like to see with the drive by example? How would you like to see that come to fruition?
Right, we're implementing a drive by example program, and really that program is built around a clear, concise, memorable driving safety message that is applicable to all drivers. And our goal is to really promote a higher driving standard. And as we said, that's the key to changing the driving culture.
Do you think the main problem is people talking on their phones, texting on their phones, checking their email? Is it a combination of everything?
Well, certainly what we've seen is a number of multitasking activities on the phone.
Multitasking.
It's no longer a texting issue. It really is a broad array of conduct. And that is why I really believe that we need to get the message through to all drivers, not just the younger drivers.
Are there going to be any laws changed coming up in Kansas? I know you mentioned Missouri, but what's the policy in Kansas?
At present, Kansas prohibits texting.
Just by and large?
By and large. The problem is, again, the law is very difficult for the Kansas Highway Patrol and other law enforcement to enforce. And so in reality, the problem is no less in Kansas than it is in a state like Missouri.
Got it. Well, Doug Horn, we appreciate the work you are doing, my friend. Good to have you back on the show, as always.
Thanks so much.
All right. Well